All right, hello everyone. This is Sean, and this is the first live stream I'm doing on Sean's Model Builds. And the reason I'm doing this is because it is the 5th anniversary of my time in the scale model hobby. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll try for about an hour, and whatever you want to talk about, you can type it in the chat. I'm just typing the first message now. October 16th, 2022 is my 5-year anniversary in the scale model hobby. There. And I'm going to be looking at myself on the all right, here we go. I'm trying to look at myself on the phone at the same time and make sure that I'm actually visible. So just give me 1 second here. All right. There's my left. Just want to, good. So the image you see will not be good. So the image you see will not be reversed. But I'm going to turn the volume off on my phone so you don't hear the echo. There we go. So that's good. That's good. So I'll show you what I'm doing now. You can see the models behind me, including the very first model, which is the I'll get out of the way so you can see better. The very first model is my 650 scale TOS Enterprise. Actually, I'm going to try to put, I'm keeping the laptop charging. I'm going to try to put the display on the table here so that you can see everything. Let me just put Voyager aside for a minute. There we go. That should create enough room on the table. Got to put the DeLorean aside as well, so just give me 1 second here. All right, there we go. Okay. And actually, in this case, I am going to tilt the cutting mat around so that I can put the model on there without anything getting messed up. So bear with me here. I always put down the red towel. It just makes things easier and less messy that way. Okay, so we should be ready now. Here we go. Ah, good, you can see me just fine. Here we go. All right. So I am going to tilt the table. There you go. You can see the ship now. Lift off the cover carefully. This is my very first display case. And how appropriate, because it's the very first model that began my time in the hobby 5 years ago. So you can see the ship here. You can see the autograph from William Shatner here. I'll show you the magazine from Montreal Comic Con 2019 with William Shatner. where I met him and he autographed it for me. Now, that's not the first time I met him. Give me a moment here and I'll find the picture. There we go. I first met William Shatner. Oh, let's get the reflectors out of the way. I first met William Shatner in 2017 at the Star Trek Las Vegas convention. You can see me and him in the picture here. And of course, while I was there, I got a picture on their bridge replica. Yeah, that's a good angle. Most of the reflections are out of the way. On the bridge replica that they had there. And I met George Takei and Walter Koenig for the first time there, and I got them to autograph the picture of me, my jack-o'-lantern that I grew in my own home garden, and they autographed it in the very spots that they were sitting on the bridge. So, let's see here. So Sulu signed on the stage left, and Chekhov signed on stage right, just where they would have sat on the bridge itself. All right, so that's those pictures. Let's see, what else? Well, you've seen the first model, so I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put the first model back in its place and show you the rest of the models. I will film a video and post it later today where I will put all the models on the dining room table and do it there. That's a backup in case this live stream didn't work, but it seems to be working so far. And it's a good thing that the image is not mirrored, because I'm watching myself on my smartphone on my YouTube channel at the same time. All right. Okay, well, the ship that was in front of it is the 1400 scale Starcraft Enterprise B. You can see it here. Ah, there we go. The Aztec decals. Now, I did alternating pearl using the Martha Stewart pearl paints, light blue and orange all the way through. I don't know if the webcam will... Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see some of it. And the underside. And what I did, actually, I took these and the ones on the top. They're like a Craftsmart Robin's Egg blue color. So I went over the blue decals, the blue trim decals on the ship. And I actually made them that color. And I did the same here. I just went over the side of the saucer with the Robin's Egg blue. Then I wiped it off with a Q-tip. It left it in the recesses so it looks like etched panel lines. Okay, so that's that model. And we'll see what else we've got here. Let's see. Okay, the model number 2. I'll try to go in chronological order. We'll see how it goes. This is model number 2. This is the 1400 scale Enterprise E from AMT. You can see the registry number there. So what I did is I painted it with silver anniversary paint. And I gave it fresh new decals from Federation Models. Yeah. And of course, let's take it off the stand carefully. I gave it a new label too, to show which version it is. All right, I think what I'll do is I'll try to show you the pictures on my phone of each model and its evolution. We go all the way back to model number 1. Okay. So here's what it looked like. Oh, there you go. No glare. There's what it looked like before I restored it, when I got it from a friend of mine. It was all, dark gray. It had yellow. And I took another picture on September 4th, so that's about when I got it, just after Labor Day. And in the next picture, you can see October 16th, 2017 is when I first put paint on the model for the first time. So I put white where it should be on the bridge dome, and I colored the nacelle domes red. And once I had fully restored the model with silver anniversary paint and new decals, that's how it looked. Like so. So it looked a lot better now. All right. And then model number 2. So that's how it looked before I got it. As you can see, the Enterprise name was missing. That's the first thing that made me want to work on this model, was that. And then after I restored it with new decals and everything, it looked like that. Huh. So let me just check something here. All right, so it gave me a notification that I was live. Of course, Trekyard's live at the same time. I get their emails too. Okay. And then, of course, there was the 2500 scale Enterprise D, which I got in the summer of '94. My stepdad and I built it together. You can see what it looked like there, missing a nacelle, although I found it, and no paint and bare plastic. But after I restored it, it looked like that. And it is here. What I did, I'll get it. Its nacelle fell off again. But what I did is I adapted the spare polar light stand from the Botany Bay Enterprise, which I'll show you next. And it works for this ship. So now this ship has a stand. And of course, I damaged the port nacelle there, just like in Generations, because that's where there was a bunch of glue mess. Anyway. Okay, model number 4. Yes, I'll go chronologically. Here we go. Model number 4 is the second pilot edition with a few alterations. Space Seed Enterprise. And you can see that there. And the reason it has a gold sticker for Star Trek 50 years. And let's see. So what I did is I made the inside of the nacelles blue. And remember, I did that before Discovery Enterprise showed up. And I gave it the second pilot markings, which you can see the top sections on the hull. You can see the different script R. And of course, I made the Botany Bay gold as well. That's that one. And here is my first 1000 scale refit, because I have 3 more kits up there, but I'll show you that shelf in a moment, in a few minutes. You can see here, because this is one of the ones that I want to take to the model building contest in Montreal. Actually, I'm going to show you the flyer for that contest. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Here you go, the flyer. The flyer for the Mirabel Model Contest on November 5th. I am going there along with my hobby club. You can see the club symbol there, and you can see the Enterprise and the logo. That's because of me. I'm the only one that builds sci-fi in the club. And there is a sci-fi category right there near the bottom. And there is a model car section, A3, 1981 and beyond. That'll become relevant in a few minutes. But anyway, what I did is I made my 1000 scale into the Wyvern class, kind of. But I didn't give it the 24th century phasers. And I gave it some metallic accents, as you can see here. I used the A Creation Models Aztec decals for the top. I used the Kit Aztec decals on the bottom. And then I realized something. You can't see them against the bare chrome hull. Because I used Krylon Chrome because it had been 25 years since I first built a model. So what I did is I colored them with soft metallics from my folk art line so that they'd show up. And so that's the ship there. Yeah. And I'm going to check Dropbox again to find out the model number 6. That's why I keep them all in Dropbox here, which you might be able... There you go. You can see it. That way I know which model I'm on. So, the Enterprise C, which after my friend Zach had shown me how to spray paint, ironically on the refit, I spray painted a model all by myself, the Enterprise C. 2500 scale Enterprise C, as you can see from the label. And I gave it Inca Gold. Oh, let me take it off its stand here. 1 second. There we go. So I gave it Inca Gold under the escape pods. I did the windows with the Tamiya panel line accent. And I gave it some Aztec paneling, like the Martha Stewart Pearl, the blue and the orange. And its decals are a mix of Federation models and aftermarket sets because they worked a lot better. And I even gave it the blue impulse engine for the Enterprise C. So that is model number 6. Now, if my memory's correct, model number 7 is another big one, so that's why I cleared off the... Excuse me, I'm parched. And I know the old joke. Perhaps if you didn't talk so much, your throat wouldn't get so parched. Model number 7. So let me just angle the computer again down to the workbench, and you'll see why in just a moment. There we go. My biggest model yet. The 1400 scale. Oh, careful. 1400 scale Enterprise D with, careful, detachable saucer section. I used the blue Aztec decals that I was able to get from the hobby store in Kingston before it closed. I put Inca Gold underneath all the escape pods before I put them down. I used the All Good Things phaser stripes because I figured this would probably be the Captain Riker edition. And you can see the bottom here where I not only colored in these copper things, but I actually colored in the docking latches in different colored metallics for its attachment to the star drive section. The star drive section that you can see here. You see? And these escape pods I left blank, as in just the escape pod itself, but I did all the windows. Oh, wait a minute. What is something going on here? One of the stripes must be having a fit. 1 second. It sometimes happens with the chrome hull that the things don't stay on the ship. So sometimes I have to use the warm water and reapply that missing stripe. Don't mind the silence, I'm just trying to get it on there. Now that'll save you something to fix at a later time. So I'll put it back on the base, and we'll move on to model number 8, which is the 677 scale Voyager from Monogram. That's a good one. That is the last one I did when I was living out in Alberta. It's the last one I did with the help of my friend Zach, who actually helped me assemble a few of these models, until I was living alone in Quebec and had to do it all myself and hope that his 6 months of lessons, because that's all he could give me, because I didn't start the hobby until about 6 months before I left, would allow me to build a model successfully. Paint it, decal it, everything. Okay. So here's the 677 scale Voyager from the old Monogram kit. I'll show you the box. There you go. Oh, let's bring it back a bit. There you are. There's the box. Shows the kit. All right. Okay, so here it is. Now, what I did with the damaged decals, I always use it to cover up paint mistakes, because there's a little bit of black paint that dribbled over there. So I'm going to try opening the curtains. We're going to see if that makes any difference, because that overhead light glare is interfering. Give me 1 minute. Let me open the curtains first. Don't want to stumble around in the dark. Now, I don't know if that's going to help or not. Let me turn the overhead light on. Let me try the other one. All right, can you see the ship better? Maybe a little bit. But no, I think keeping the curtains closed, the lights on is better. Experimentation with lighting. So give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Yeah, that is a bit better. That is a bit better. Okay, here we go. So here's the 677 scale Voyager. I built this with the help of Zach in July of 2018 from the old Monogram kit. Its nacelles do go up into warp configuration. I did give it a few accents to make it a 25th anniversary Voyager. Metallic colors, pearlescent colors from the Martha Stewart line, and everything. I painted in the windows white. I didn't actually get it finished until July of 2021. I lightened blue with the deflector dish. Just thought it looked better, and for a 25th anniversary Voyager, as you can see from here, that's why it's a silver label. I get those from Dollarama. So that is Voyager. And now we're going to get into the first model cars, and indeed the most popular videos on my channel come from those model cars. So I'll go get them and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. There we are. This is the 32 scale by Revell, and I have to reattach everything. Herbie. I built it as the 1982 TV miniseries Herbie, because that's the first Herbie I saw. My mom taped it for me in 1985. because she was taping Disneyland's 30th because John Lennon's son Julian was on it. And so you can see the car here and the stripes and everything. And the back license plate, which and there, see, stripes missing, but I have more decals. You get them from Hot Wheel Custom, mycustomhotwheels.com. It's an Australian website that specializes in scale model decals. Scale down to 64, like Hot Wheels, all the way up to 1/8 scale, I think, they said on the site. And they had Herbie stripes. And what I did is I painted the decals. I painted the decals a dark blue carefully with my thinnest brush so it would emulate the 82 Herbie, because the decals come in the normal medium blue. All right, so that is model number 9. And then, of course, you have model number 10. Now version number 1 doesn't really exist anymore because it was the 68 Herbie. But this is version 2, the 74 Herbie. You can see because I adapted a sprue piece for the clear fog light, And if you look underneath, you will see the label that identifies which Herbie type it is. And it was built from the Airfix kit. So I sprayed the pearl white over the yellow plastic, but I did the primer first and everything. And of course, I used a silver sticker from the dollar store to emulate the sunroof, but this time I, used the actual decals and everything. Now I do have the 68 Herbie kit in this cabinet, so if you give me a moment to move some stuff out of the way, I will show you my to-build fictional model car collection. Yeah. I thought I'd have an empty space in this room, but it turns out I had to move stuff around every so often, so it didn't work out quite as I'd hoped. But that's all right. There you go. You got a good view of the cabinet. Excellent. I'm just going to move this. There you go. Okay, here we go. Opening the cabinet now. All right. So as you can see, I will be building the 1968 Herbie one day. And don't worry about those stickers. I used them for the 97 Herbie. I will use the actual decals for the 68 Herbie. Won't have to color them dark blue or anything. And I will bring you a little closer so that you can see exactly what I've got here. But just give me a moment to unplug the laptop. I think it's completely fully charged. Yep, okay, give me 1 minute. That way it doesn't drag on the cord. Okay, here we go. Careful, careful, careful. There we go. There we go. You're a lot closer to the cabinet now. The reason I put you up on the top shelf, it's easier to see me sitting. Okay, so the Robocop Police Cruiser from AMT Ertl. Now, if my memory serves, AMT Ertl is from the 90s, although this is a 2003 release. The Polar Lights Ghostbusters Ecto 1. You can see that here. Oh, thank you for giving me 2 thumbs up for this first live stream, by the way. I really appreciate that. The Harley Quinn Volkswagen, which I'm actually going to turn into the 2005 Lindsay Lohan movie. From Polar Lights again, the 1960s Batmobile. Oh, it includes their figures. Good. So I'll have to watch Lou Del Mesa's channel how to build that. The old MPC Knight Rider kit, which I'm going to build as kit this time, because you'll see later on when I show you the other models I built that I have already built the car from Season 3 of Knight Rider. Bat Missile from Batman, but it's probably from Batman Returns, actually. This is the original 1989 Batman kit from AMT Ertl. Ooh, there, glare reduced. I found it at a model building show when I lived in Montreal. And at that same one, I found the 1995 Batmobile from Batman Forever. That one's from Revell. Okay, so putting those cars away, and not to be outdone, because I have something from all four movies, from Revell Monogram, so you know it's from the mid-90s, the Batman and Robin motorcycle. You can see that here. All right. So anyone who's watching, feel free to comment and say hello. We're about 30 minutes in now. The Austin Powers Roadster from the movie. I found that at the flea market. You can tell I only paid $15 for it. When they were selling models at Michael's and Walmart, I found Christine, the haunted car. And then I'll go further down in this cabinet here. I have the Miami Vice Ferrari Testarossa. I actually have a Hot Wheels of that as well. I have the Honda Civic from Fast and the Furious. I'm going to do it in the Tamiya Pearl to match my personal Dino Blue Pearl Honda. The Smokey and the Bandit car from Revell. The Starsky and Hutch car, Ford Torino, also from Revell. Lot of the models I get are from Revell. At least the model cars, anyway. The Grease Lightning 48 Ford. One day I'll get John Travolta to sign the box. And the very first model car kit I ever bought in late 2018, Dominic Toretto's Dodge Charger from Fast and the Furious. So that is the car cabinet, and I will take you through the next models that I've built. Let me just check them out on the Dropbox here and see which one was model number, I believe it was model number 9. 1 second here. Dropbox, here we go. Oh, yes, model number 11. Okay. Car. All right, so I'll be right back with him. I'm going to get the model cars and bring them all in at once. So talk amongst yourself, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Brought another couple of cars. I'll bring one in each hand. That's probably the easiest way to do everything here. And since you've seen the car cabinet, I can move the boxes back that were in front of it. No matter how big the model room is, you still have to shift stuff around to get at anything. But once I take care of the 4 boxes of shredding, these boxes won't exist anymore. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, car. Now, it has a removable hood. You can see the engine. This is the first car I built. Ooh, with an engine. Oh, got to respond to a comment. Thank you. Thank you very much. I always loved fictional cars. There we go. Thank you for the comment, by the way. Thank you for the 2 likes, by the way. Thank you for watching my very first live stream. I hope I'm being entertaining. All right. So, the reason it has a dull paint job, it's not quite an amusing story. I was spray painting it with the gloss black. I went a bit overboard. I went too thick. it didn't fully cover this bottom gray, and I was trying to compensate because it was primer gray on the car, and it spilled over. So what I decided to do, I stripped it back down to primer with, I think it was lime green or something, some cleaning product. And it made the plastic a bit pitted and scarred, but I said, okay, then I'm going to build this car. So you start with dull black all over, and then you mask it off, and you do the bottom half in the gray, which you can now see here, all the way along. And you touch it up as necessary with the matching folk art gray. I even did the license plate as car, you see. And the wheels don't turn, except, well, actually, 3 of the 4 wheels turn. It was quite a exercise trying to get the wheels in place, but anyway. And the hood goes on crooked. It's dull too. But don't worry, it's going to be a while before I tackle an MPC car again. Get it? MPC. Car. Yes, I love puns. And then on the next car was the Miami Vice, at least chronologically, as far as time of Miami Vice car. Miami Vice Daytona Spider. I bought it for $10 at a flea market in early 2018. Now, if I did my job properly, should be able to release the hood. Come on. Oh, wait. The hood opens the other way. Sorry. The hood opens up like the DeLorean hood. See? There you go. And you can see the inside of the car engine there. And the license plate. It had a bit of a mishap. It rolled backwards off a shelf. But the only thing that seems to have happened on the engine compartment is that the radiator came a bit loose. But anyway, I'm going to take these cars back out, and I'm going to bring in the next set of cars. So I'll be right back again. Wow, 37 minutes already. Whoops. Yeah, and one of the wheels fell off car. Don't worry, some repairs to do. These cars aren't coming to the model contest. The 4 DeLoreans are. I'm weathering the Mark III DeLorean as we speak. Okay, I'm back. Back with the next 2 cars. I have the 1997 Herbie. I made it model number 35, kind of reversed to 53 because, after all, his roof was white, not gray. The stripes didn't cover the roof, so it's kind of reversed from the normal Herbie. And I used all the stickers, even the stripe stickers, from the 68 Polar Lights Herbie kit. And that's why I had to move the stripe over. These stickers are smaller than the decals, so it was appropriate. Moved it up so that it's at the proper angle. Keep having to push it down because it's just a sticker, but I don't want to use the model glue because I found out the hard way once. The model glue actually eats away at the color of the decals. But it did come with an actual license plate sticker. But as I build later versions, I will remove the license plate sticker from this one and move it to the 68 Herbie ultimately. And you can see the car here. I used the Tamiya Racing White, I believe it's called TS7, with the Tamiya Pearl White on top of it. It came with mirrors, came with door handles. The wheels, most of them roll. There's only a couple that don't, and that was a kind of an amusing story. Well, not really. It was frustrating at the time. I had to... you can see the sticker for Herbie here. I had to... the axle wouldn't fit through at all. And you'll see that from the Herbie build video. So what I actually did is I took my little... I took these. Like they're little paint swabs. But they're great for replacement axles because They're the same width as an axle, and this part is actually a snugger fit in the center of the wheel than the metal axle that came with the car. So what I did is I took 2 of them, because I knew they met halfway through the engine, cut them in half after measuring out the total length of the axle, and then I put them on. And so Herbie's wheels are intact, and that's not the axle that came with the car like this one is. That is actually a homemade axle, and that's why they don't turn that freely. But it works. That's what matters. Okay, and then the next car in line, like I did it by year, is Paul's Eclipse from Fast and the Furious. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the hood should open. Give me a minute here. Got to get under it. Last time I did this, a headlight came loose. There we go. There we go. Hold it up. You can see the engine. There you go, see? I painted all the parts while they were on the sprue tree. It was a lot easier to get everything to work that way, I found. There we go, see? Had to glue a couple headlights in, so they're like kind of milky now. But you can see all the, what do they call them, tampos on the side and everything. And the license plate. The wheels don't really spin on this one, except on the front. The back, I had great difficulty getting the back wheels on, so they're on there, but they're kind of crooked and everything. You can see the bottom of the car here. All right, so now it's time to get the DeLoreans. I'll be right back with those. I figure it's a lot easier to leave everything on its shelf. Be right back. Okay, 3 of the 4 DeLoreans are here, as you can see. Getting a little closer. What is that stuck on the... I hope that's not a stripe from the Enterprise D. I'm not bringing that one to the contest. That's too big. Okay, so the Mark 1 DeLorean with lightning rod. And I found a way to tuck it under the bracket of the time circuitry band so that it could be kept safe while it's packed. Here we go, see? So this one has the wheels. Oh, dusty hood. Dusty hood. All right, here we go. There we go, see? And you can see inside the windshield, I hope. Oh, let's look through the door. Not much better. There you go, that's better. The clock and everything. I did the time circuitry bands. I did the flux capacitor painting behind the driver's seat. And I did all these parts while they were on the sprue tree. And some of these parts when they were attached. You can see the original out-of-time license plate. Yeah, and the lightning rod, it carefully detaches. There we go. And I just tuck it safely on the car, on the right side, just like in the movie. And that's how I'll transport it to the model contest, because I'm entering the 4 DeLoreans, especially since I decided to weather the 3rd DeLorean. Here's the 2nd DeLorean, the one that flies. You can see it's in flying configuration. It's got Mr. Fusion, and it's got the out-of-time license plate. Now, I know you're listening to me talk on, but if anyone has a question, anyone who's watching, feel free to ask. Just water, not going to get drunk on air. And you can see here how I painted the wheels white, like I did when it was flying. I took a look at movie screenshots and used some stickers to simulate the flying circuits on the bottom and the color. And I don't know if you can see in the window or not. Oh yeah, you can see some decal. Look at that. The way the light is shifting, you can see the dashboard. I bet if I turn it this way and you look through the window, there you go. See, you can see the dashboard. You can see the time circuits. Don't forget the sports almanac on the seat. The second one is when I decided to start doing accessories. You can see the sports almanac on the passenger seat there. All right, the third one I just weathered with the tester's steel. Had to cover up the glue mistake on the hood when I put the time circuitry tray down. So you can see it's all looking all weathered and dusty. I did that deliberately. What I did to weather it is I actually took my floor dust, swept it all up, emptied it onto the car, not while the paint was wet, of course, and then I blew it off so that you'd have tiny particles of dust everywhere, in the windshield, in the crevices, everywhere, and then I went over it with the tester's, I believe it's called tester's steel. Yes. Where is that here? Flat steel, there you go. Tester's flat steel. Because it's brushed steel on the car. And then I'm going to find a brown, like a sand, desert sand brown. And I'm going to just dry brush over the car with it so it looks like it was out in the Mojave Desert or Monument Valley or wherever they were. Okay, so that's 3 of the 4 DeLoreans. I will go get the 4th one, and you can I'll give you something more interesting to look at while I'm gone. I just thought of that. While I'm gone, why don't you take a look at my model kit shelf here, and when I come back, if you got a question as to which model kit I found or where and how, I'll be glad to answer it. So I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. Okay, I'm going to face this way so that my model kits are a nice backdrop for you. That's a good backdrop. Actually, that's a great backdrop. I might start thinking of that in the future. Okay, so the Mark IV DeLorean, the one with the train tracks. You can see the train tracks here. I used a light Tamiya gray. I used a mixture that looked a light Tamiya brown. I used copper for the train tracks, and then I did silver Sharpie on the top to simulate the wearing away. Actually, yeah. And then here is the Mark IV DeLorean itself. Now, the reason that it's not weathered is A, I didn't make paint mistakes because I actually got the double-sided sticker to work for the time circuitry tray on the hood. And the wheels all spin freely. As I recall, it was quite a challenge getting the back wheels in place. You can see the license plate, everything. I made the time circuitry bands brighter because I figured Doc would do that. Used a fine tip Sharpie for the Mr. Fusion. And, oh, what just fell out? Ah, what just fell off? Oh no, that top part, it just fell off, see? I'm going to have to settle it down with more glue. I didn't cut off the tabs too much, no. Anyway. Yeah, oh, there we go. Wait, there we go. Some on-camera repair work. There we are. But I will solidify it with the glue. Yeah. So that is the last model car. And so I don't have to bring them to the desk each time and keep going away. I'm going to swing you around and take you through the Starship model shelf. All right, so let's see here. You saw the Enterprise B, the 1400 scale Enterprise B. There is the million scale Super Star Destroyer, which I named after the one in my Star Trek 6 comic series. 6 Star Wars series. It's the Executor, right? And I gave it some light blue lights. Here we go. And then the next ship is going to be the 4000 scale Star Destroyer by Rebel. Lights and sound. Now, its sound used to work. Oh, it still works. Look, hear that. That's good. So you see I gave it some Krylon chrome. I gave it a bone white. I gave it pearl panels. I gave it different gray panels on the bottom, as you can see here. And the landing legs fold in and out. And then the final model is the final Star Wars model is the three-legged old Revell Millennium Falcon. Here we go, see? The guns move, the ramp drops, and the ramp lifts. Well, at least it's supposed to. And it can use its landing legs as a perch, as a stand. So that works out really well. There you go. Okay, and then I'll take you through the 2500 scale fleet. But let me, 1 second here. Let me just check something on the YouTube. 1 moment. Oh, Bandai kits. Have I built any of the Bandai kits? Just the 1 million scale Super Star Destroyer. They are. There you go. All right, here we go. And thank you very much, Kilo Delta, for being the one to watch my channel. Hopefully you just saw my reply. And I'm going to check my, feel free to take a look at the models. There you go. I'm just going to check my Facebook for a minute, see if I'm getting any notifications of my channel on here. Nope, I did post it. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's go through the first ship. The 2500 scale AMT. Wow. Let me see if I can get a good light angle here. There you go. Oh. AMT Enterprise. TOS. I used Tamiya Royalite Gray. I put on all the decals. Couldn't get the saucer edge windows on, but got most of them. All right, and then, thanks to some decal sites on federationmodels.com, I was actually able to build a 2500 scale Enterprise A. As you can see from the registry number there. It even had pearlescent, well, not pearlescent Aztec decals, but if you look closely, right here by the aft thruster, I actually tried to experiment with a pearlescent Aztec coating. Don't know if you can tell. The light in here isn't so great. But I think it turned out pretty well. And that's good because I have a 2700 scale, I think it's a Revell Star Destroyer. It'll be nice to compare the 2500 scale Starfleet to that. And here's the Enterprise B, 24th century edition, as you can see from the stand, because it's all the blue decals. And it had nice Aztecs even in those decals. And you can see the blue trim and everything. the engines. Everything worked out pretty well on the ship. You can even see, even at that scale, you can see the registry number of the ship. Don't know how clear it is. There, right there. You've already seen the Enterprise C, you've already seen the Enterprise D. Put Chewie over here. He's guarding the Falcon against the Superstar Destroyer. Okay. Since we're considering 2500 scale, we get into the Discovery line. Shenzhou. I did the Shenzhou. Now this one I actually built while I was deployed overseas. I didn't do any paint except on the detail parts, as you can see here. And here, I just put the decals on the bare hull. But I think it turned out pretty well. I had to kind of adapt an engine there because the engine fell out. But it turned out pretty well. All right, and the next model, not exactly in chronological order of Discovery, is the Anson Mount Discovery Enterprise. I ordered some TimberTech paints overseas, and I ordered them from Germany, so I was in a country close by. And I got them, and I mixed them up. I painted the clear parts, the clear blue, but I mixed up my own lighter blue for the bridge dome and the lower sensor dome. So you can see the Discovery Enterprise right there. Even painted the deflector dish. Now I have a second kit, a second 2500 scale Discovery kit that I'm actually going to build as the TOS version, and that'll help me decide how I do the 1000 scale. But I'll show you the Discovery. Oh, came off its stand. That's okay. Here we go. There you go. ISS Discovery. Mirror Universe. That's why those are red. Wow, we're almost at an hour already. That's pretty good. Just take you through the models and show you the kit shelves, and then I'll pretty well be done. So what I did is I made a few things red, just those four. You can see the bottom here. Let me see here. Did I do some red underneath? Oh, yeah, I did. It's a slightly different light blue there. And this is just the plain blue that came with it. And you can see all the markings and the decals and everything. Yeah, so that's that ship. And then there's just a couple more to show you. And then I will go through the few models that I gave away as presents that were in picture form because, well, I gave them away as presents, but I took all the documentary pictures I could of the model before I gave it away. 200 scale space shuttle. Here you go. And if you move the doors over, you'll see it's actually built as Columbia. My first space shuttle build. It took a bit of time to, make sure the markings were right. I found a guide online that showed you the markings based on each mission. So you can see it here. There you go. Even colored inside, yep. And the bay doors. Oh, wait. I even spaced out the Columbia USA stickers as to how it looks on Columbia, because on Enterprise they're all together. And you can see the stand there. And the space shuttle interior. There you go, see? And it comes with its own little, if I held it better, just a minute. Space probe, there we go. And what's special about the space probe here is that actually with my very finest tip Sharpie, I was actually able to type in legibly Canada on the Canadarm there. See? I thought that was an important touch. And here's the other piece, a little satellite piece that goes with it. Oh, we reached 1 hour. Yay. Okay, so that is all the models that I've built that I physically have here. Oh, wait, I forgot about the Defiant, didn't I? I just completed the Defiant. Model number 36. Here we go. The USS Defiant post-war refit. That's why a lot of the panels are green and blue as opposed to the dull gray the kit decals came with. You can see it here. There you go, that's better. Have to look at the screen and see how it adjusts in the light. There you go, see, make sure it doesn't fall. I'm bringing the Defiant to the model contest because it's one of my most recent work. And any paint mistakes, I'll use the Enterprise C damaged decals to cover up with. So now I'm going to show the phone screen again because it's time to show you the ships that I didn't. Well, one ship and 2 cars that I no longer have with me because I gave them as Christmas gifts. So let me go back into Dropbox. I am looking for model number 18. Yeah, I gotta find a good picture. Here's a good picture at Mom and Dad's house. You know, just after... here we go. There we go. The 600 scale by Revell RMS Titanic. Took a lot of work to mix up the White Star buff myself, but it worked. And let's see if I have a picture of the actual kit itself that I built it from. I hope I do. We'll see if I do. Gotta look through all these pictures here to find out. I sure took a lot of pictures, huh? Yeah, but you can see here, the colors I used to mix up my White Star buff. And once I'd mixed it up, I kept it in there, and then I realized that wasn't airtight, so I had to scoop it all out, add water, and bring it back to a normal color. You can see here how I applied it to the smokestacks. Okay, let's go to the very end. There we go. There we are. There it is on my Ducks Unlimited chest. It's at my old home. 2 homes ago now. And here it is on the windowsill in the sunroom at Mom and Dad's house. And here's the enhanced color image. Makes the smokestacks a lot oranger than they were before. Okay, so that's the Titanic. So let's see, the second model that I built and gave away. It was a model car. Here we go. The Magnum PI Ferrari from the Revell kit from 1982. And you see it came with all the parts. Someone had partially assembled a bit of it already, but I had to do it the rest of the way. And let's go down to the beauty shot picture. Yes, I got it done on November 5th. Now I know why. There we go. There's the beauty shot picture. All right. And there it is after Mom opened it. Okay, so that was the first car that was a Christmas gift. The next car was coincidentally the next build, model build number 25. It was the 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. I had asked my dad what was his dream car, as in code for what model car can I build you, but he didn't pick up on that. And he said Plymouth Roadrunner. So when I found the model kit in Christmas, just before Christmas of 19, it was too soon. I wasn't yet confident in my ability to build a model car yet, so I didn't build it for him then. But I built it for him for Christmas of 2020, as you can see here. Now, it looks a lot different in the picture because it's yellow, even though the camera's showing it as light orange. I made mine an orange as well. So that is that's the last of the models that I've actually built. No, not quite. Not quite. I'm missing a couple. Just give me a moment here. I'm going to turn you over to the model kit shelf for a minute. I'm going to put the DeLorean Mark IV away because I need to clear off the table to make room to show you the next couple models that I built, which are the final two as far as I know. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, this is my first AMT model I built all by myself to completion, because after all, Zach helped me put together the Enterprise D. But this is the, oops, I gotta angle you so you can see, don't I? 1 minute here. There you go. There you go, see? There. The 1000 scale from AMT. Oh, careful. Excelsior. The NCC Excelsior. Now I should be able to carefully take it off its stand. There you go, see? I used Tamiya light gray primer with the pearl white over it, so it would tone down the Aztec decals a bit. And don't worry if there's a missing stripe anywhere. I will fix it because I got lots of spare decals. I actually had to use cardboard to reinforce inside the ship so then the nacelles and everything wouldn't fall apart or off. And if you look here at the, careful. Here's the shuttle bay. I actually put pearlescent underneath on the shuttle bay doors and the shuttle bay grid lines. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Probably not. But you can see the Aztec decals at least. And you can see the NCC Excelsior here, NCC 2000. Now, if you wonder what the writing is, it is actually the autograph of George Takei, Captain Sulu. He signed it at Fan Expo last October. It took 30 seconds to sign it. And I'll also show you the autograph in the 5-year anniversary video I'm going to post as well. So I'm just going to put the Excelsior back, and I will be back with the model number 32. The NX-01 refit from Polar Lights. Yeah. Okay, bring you closer again. There you go. There you go. NX-01 refit, as you can see from the stand label. I'm making them so it looks better for the model contest. And you can see the ship here. if I can get at an angle so the light doesn't interfere. Let me move you back to your original position. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. Let's see how we do here. Oh, that is better. There you go. See? NX01, Tamiya light gray pearl hull. With the decals, Aztec decals, I painted in the white windows with a toothpick. I painted the clear parts before they were put in place on the ship. Same with the red domes. I gave it the deflector dish. And any stripes that have failed, like the stripe here, well, it turns out that ultra-fine red Sharpie is the same shade of red when it dries as a decal stripe is when it dries. So actually, that's going to be the better choice. Amazing coincidence. And maybe I can even simulate the yellow arrowhead. Yeah. All right. So I might as well show you what I'm working on currently. Just 1 minute. Here we go. I am working currently on the 1000 scale Polar Lights Voyager. Don't worry about the see-through lighting because after all, once I put the top down, you won't be able to see through it. But you can see I put the windows in, I put the bottom saucer on, I kept these parts where it joins unpainted, and I did my first deliberate masking. Now you can see. Royal Light Gray there, Tamiya. The hull is Tamiya, I think it's AS26 Light Ghost Gray. And I detail painted everything else. And it seemed to work out quite well. Then the cells do go up into warp configuration. There you go. And I did the shuttle bay in gold before I painted it. I mean, before I installed it. And I even did some of the detail painting using the Revell guide of the grill work here. But the most detail painting I did was on the front of the saucer section. I did the windows with Tamiya panel line accent, and I did this in metallic gold, Tester's gunmetal in the center, Tamiya buff for the phasers. I even used some pearlescent strips in here. But I'll show you the pearlescent on the neck. It shows up a lot better on the neck. The spine piece. See? Pearlescent blue, pearlescent gold, green, and red. Those 4 colors are also present here. So that's good. And if you look carefully at the warp nacelles, you should be able to see the pearlescent here as well. Those 2 spots. And underneath, on the front of the grills, there and there. See? And then there's the Royal Light Gray again, under there. All right, so that's what I'm working on now. I painted the landing legs yesterday by hand with the Tamiya color. Still a bit lighter than normal, but what I did do, because once I cut them off the sprue, I won't be able to tell what they are. I labeled the numbers on the bottom of the sprue, just to make sure. I wanted to be sure what number I was looking at, so I had to use the red Sharpie so it would show up. Because I'm building it with the landing legs in. And you can see how I mark the instruction guide as to show my progress on the ship. And I've been using the 670 tape. Revell guide to help me with the color scheme. The color scheme of the thrusters, the color scheme of the phasers, the color scheme of the front saucer sensor palette, etc. All right. So that's all the models I've built. Well, I guess we're up to an hour and 15 minutes now. So I guess I can show you now the models that I have yet to build, and there's quite a lot of them, as you can see here from the model stash shelf. So we'll just bring the laptop closer and take a look. So this is all the Star Trek kits. Yeah, for some reason I have 2 Kelvins, not sure why. I have 1000 scale refits, the Big Grissom DS9, that was a Christmas present, Kazon torpedo from my local hobby shop, the 7 Enterprise set, 2500 scale, where I can build a lighter teal green Enterprise B, the Revell Germany Voyager. You can see the NX-01 kits I have. I've got 3 of them. Know which ones to build as which from the label there. And the Revell TOS Enterprise. And if you look closely, careful, Shift Voyager, here we go. You're on the mat now. If you look here, I have the Jax Hacks Creations Aztec decals, and on the other side, I have the slightly darker GCals NX-01 decals. So I'm going to use Jax Hacks Creations for the Mirror Universe, and I'm going to use the clearer decals for the more detailed ones for the Columbia. Oh, for the Columbia, and use the old ones for the NX-01 because I have a set. It's not very well detailed. And if you take a look in here, you'll see the other Voyager, the opaque Voyager, and the old 537. 2 Enterprise B kits. I can build one as the Enterprise B, one as the Lakota. The Revell Germany Into Darkness Enterprise. The 50-year sleeved 650. The Star Trek 4 kit. The old 537 Smoothie kit, and then you get into Space Shuttle Moonraker. And if you look under here, you'll see I have the old Excelsior 2016, the new Excelsior from 2021, the Kelvin, 1400 scale Enterprise E, Motion Picture Cadet Series, Enterprise D, the Discovery Enterprise, the Enterprise C, where I'll get the damaged decals to use, and then you start getting into Star Wars, so you can see the Republic Star Destroyer, Moon Landing, these 3 kits which a friend gave me, which are still wrapped up from Episode 1, the 2700 scale Star Destroyer from 2017, and then up here you get into planes, fighter jets, jets from Mavericks that were produced in 2020. The movie didn't come out until 2022. A few NASCAR kits, Batwing, a few NASCAR. This was also a gift because it was the year of my birth. The Camino, Chevy El Camino. I got this at a toy convention, believe it or not, for $20. It's all there. I even have 2 Army figures to go with them. The Rambo Combat Chopper from Monogram from 1985. The 350 scale refit from 2017. The Star Trek 50 Years TOS 350 scale. And then here you get into the Bat Boat, Spaceship One, Batwing, the Episode 1 tank. There's a Bandai kit, the Vader. Some Return of the Jedi reissued kits. The 2005 edition of the 350 scale, so that'll use my other set of decals because I have the 350 scale refit decals. And the Space Shuttle kits. This is from 1979. There's the 40-year Space Shuttle I'll build as Enterprise, testing a launch pad. And there's the Ghostbusters Ecto 1A, so I can build both versions of the Ghostbusters thing. So I guess the last thing to show before I say goodbye for this live stream. I'll bring it almost to 90 minutes. Who knew I could talk for that long? The 350 scale Aztec decal set from Polar Lights, the new one. So let me go in here and, I have a video where I showed them. It's quite large too, but you can see it. See, there they are. It's hard to see against the screen, but they are there. And they have everything. They even have green motion picture for the ship and everything else. And light blue to account for the Star Trek V edition. So they have everything, which is good. It's quite a large package. Very large, anyway. Quite a large box they come in. Oh, it's more like a perlator shipping envelope, actually. You know, the ones that are made of cardboard? That's pretty well what it is like. And look, they have a whole set of decal instructions. So they tell you exactly... Oh, look. Model Master? Well, as you know, they don't make Model Master anymore. I'll have to substitute Tamiya, but that's for the... There's a certain app for that. I'll show you the app I use. Because you want to try and get the colors accurate. So you use the... the Hobby Color Converter app. You can see it on the far right of the screen in the middle. And it is useful because it gives you all the paint brands and their listings. Now, I know there's no more Model Master, but what I usually can find is Tamiya. And it shows all the Tamiya spray paint colors, names, and numbers, one by one. And that's what I use for matching my paint. That's how I found the light ghost gray. I also watched Lou Del Maso's build an Aztec dummy, and he had talked to Rick Sternbach, who built the actual Voyager model, and he said, yes, that's the right hull color to use, light ghost gray. And you can see this instruction for the Aztec decal right here. It's quite detailed. It shows you exactly which section to use. Of course, if I look carefully, you're going to see that this pattern for the secondary hull is actually for the Enterprise A, because it's a lot smaller. It doesn't have those big bars. But maybe the one I got from Jack's Axe Creations has the refit pattern. That'd be a great thing. Look at how many parts that go on the secondary hull bottom. That's quite a lot. And of course, the nacelle section. And yeah, that's quite good. Okay, so I'll put that away. Oh, in case you wanted to know how I store my model paints, I actually store them in old model kit boxes like this. At least the bottle paints. You can see them here. And then I use the sticker on the side to let me know which what color ranges are in there. And as far as the spray paint, I store them in there. Again, by number. That way I know if I run out. And I have a box of extras, which has the clear in it. It has the testers in it. And the primer, of course. I even have a little shelf that has some of the Vallejo and Model Air paints, because I had to use some of them to match the colors. Well, there's a good view of the model desk. All right. Okay. So, I'm gonna thank you very much for joining me for my very first streaming experience on YouTube. I'm glad it worked out well. And I'm going to post later today. Ooh. Yes, it was. Sorry, I'm not picking up. Look at the comments. I also have a Jack's Hacks Creations 350 scale refit decal set. There. Huh. Thank you, Kilo Delta. You're like my only watcher today, but that's great that somebody watched. Thanks for a stream. It's good to have on while painting. Huh. I'm glad I could help. I'm going to say goodbye now, but watch for my 5th anniversary video later today. Thank you for watching. My very first live stream ever. There. Okay, so I'm going to start getting ready for the... Oh, one more thing. Before I go, one more thing. No, I sound like Lieutenant Columbo. I'm sorry. I discovered these at the Desera paint store. They're called golden iridescent paints. And they happen to have, after a bit of searching, the exact 4 colors that were used on the Aztec decals for the Enterprise refit. Just give me a minute here. I'm trying to pull out the decal set. For the 537, because that's what I'm practicing on. Because I managed to, Cult TV Man had a special sale, and I managed to get a set of the 537 colored A Creation Aztec decals for the 537, which I'm going to use for my Star Trek motion picture set. And you can see I've already started using these golden iridescent paints. Oop. On here. Look. On the secondary hull. You can see the color. So wherever there was red, I used the interference red. Wherever there was yellow, I covered it up with the green. And let's see, how did I arrange it for the blue and the gray? Yes. So the dark gray got the interference gold, and the light gray got the interference blue. And you can see how the pattern of this is much closer to the refit Aztec pattern. Now you ask, how do I know that? That's because I bought the Trek Modeler paint guide, and I've been using it to kind of guide my application of color. And it doesn't just have the secondary hull. It also has the saucer section. And you can see here how I have experimented, first with the Martha Stewart paint, then with the golden iridescent paint on the saucer section to bring out the colors and everything. So I got the whole bottom section already done, and I've started on the top one. Yeah, so that is going to be a fun project. Well, at least for me, it's what I work on a little bit at a time. You know, when a build is stalled because I can't... the paint is drying, or it's not a decal stage, or something. So that's all for now. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you for watching my very first live stream ever on YouTube. I thought it appropriate to do this for the 5th anniversary. Watch for the 5th anniversary later today, and keep building models. Bye-bye.